Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to 2 Minutes to Think. Hello everyone. Welcome to 2 Minutes to Think. My name is Jeswin and here I am back again with a change. Today we are going to discuss about an extremely intense topic, which is power. You may be wondering what is so different or important about this term called power. Most of the time in our life, we would have felt that I'm not able to express what I wanted to say, or I'm not able to do what I wanted to do. If I do something, there might be someone who can question me, or there could be someone who can control me. These are some of the questions most of the time we would have had. I'm not sure about you, but of course I had it so many times. Why is that we are not able to do what we wish? Yes, that's just because of this one word called power, which controls us. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is power and what are the different levels of power in different stages of our life. Without any further delay, let's get to the video. Let's assume it's a component called A and component called B. Now, if let's say this component B is controlled by this component called A, maybe B have to listen and abide by the instructions given by component A. Then B is being overpowered by component A. So this is a very simple example of power. Now, as we have understood what is power, let's understand how power can influence us, how it can control us. In order to understand that, first of all, we need to understand different systems or different networks to which we belong to. As a common person, we all would be belonging to different networks of life. For example, let's take a common example of a network called family. When it comes to family, there is a power flow or there is a power line of hierarchy. That is, the children would be at the base layer. The children has to listen to whatever their parent says. The parents have the control over the children. They have the power over the children. But in some family, the head of the family, that is the male person, would have the control of the entire family. He would have the power of influence throughout the entire family. This is one example of a very common network called family. Let's consider a second one, which could be a school or a college. Even in a school or a college, the students would be at the first layer. Then we have the teachers who can have the power upon the students. The instructions what they give, the command what they give has to be listened and implemented by the students. We have someone called as the principal or a headmaster who would be overpowering the teachers as well. If you think the principal or the headmaster is having the upper position in that organization, no, it's not the truth. We have someone as a director or a correspondent or someone who is more superior than the principal or the headmaster in that organization, to whom the principal also have to listen to. If you think the dean of the college or the director or the correspondent is the most powerful person of that particular network, no. The truth is, someone called as a chairman of that particular organization or a chairperson or maybe the founder of that entire institution, that person holds the entire power of that particular system or that particular network. Whatever the command that particular person declares has to be abided by this entire network. Let's take another one very common example of a corporate or a company. The employees would be the base layer, and there comes next the leads or maybe the superiors. Could be a team leader or it could be a supervisor who would be controlling or overpowering the employees. In turn, if you think the superiors or the leads are the ones who are at the top, no, their managers holds the power to send instructions to those superiors as well. And if we think the managers holds the utmost power, no, again it's not the truth. The managers have their own superiors. It could be a director, it could be a regional manager, it could be an area manager, divisional manager, or sometimes it could be the board of directors who holds the power over the managers. If we think the board of directors then holds the entire power of that system or the organization, no. The truth is, we again have the founder of that particular organization, who could also be sometimes the CEO of the organization, who holds the entire power to control that organization. So whatever the rules or the systematic approach is decided by that person, one and only the founder or the CEO of that organization. Let's discuss about a very common industry, which is a fun or an entertainment industry. How does power flow in this particular system or this particular network? Let's take an example of a movie or cricket or media. Let's understand it one by one. In movie, the stars or the cast and the crew would be at the base layer. Most of us would be thinking that these are the people who have the power. They are the ones who influence the people. But no, the power of influence is not from the stars or the cast and the crew. It is behind them. There we have the directors who holds the power. Their instructions would be abided by the cast and the crew. And if you think the directors have the uppermost position, again, it's not true. The producer of that particular movie, of that particular project, holds the utmost power of that entire project. Whatever the command given by the producer has to be abided by the directors, which in turn has to be abided by the cast and the crew as well. Same goes in cricket. Let's say the performers, that is the players, we see that they have the entire power. The power is not with the players. The power of influence is with the coach. The players have to listen to the coach and they have to abide by the instructions. If we think the coach is the topmost position in that particular system or network, no, it's not. It is the board of the directors who would be deciding what should be right and what should be wrong for that particular team. The operational procedures are completely decided by the entire firm, which is the board of directors. And we have media. Media is one example. If you think media has all the power to influence people, the person whom you see on the screen, it could be a news reporter, it could be a media representatives whom you see on the screen, have the power to influence and control. No, there is a team working behind them. That could be their managers, or there could be their project leads or the team supervisors or the managers themselves, who would be sending the instructions on what to speak or what media should be produced. All these are decided by the managers or the team crew leads or the supervisors. They decide what content should be published through media. Now, if you think only the team leads or the managers, they decide the news or they decide the publications. No. The fact is, there would be one person who is the owner of the channel, the founder of the channel. That person can decide what should be the content which should be telecasted and what type of content should be reaching the people. So that is completely decided by the topmost power, whoever owns that media channel or that media firm. Finally, one common network, which is the government itself. In government, the common people are at the base layer. Now, the government officials are those who could overpower the common people. Police service, or it could be judiciary system, the people have to listen to these government officials. Directly, the government officials throw their power upon the people. Their superiors, who could be a collector or an IPS officer or a chairperson or a chairman of that particular corporation or municipality, who is holding the power. Whatever they say, their rules would be abided by the government officials, and thereby the people also have to abide by them. There are ministers above them. Minister of Legislative Assembly, that is a state government, or Ministry of Parliament, that is MLAs and MPs, holds the power on top of them. Whatever they tell, the superiors have to abide by them. Now there comes the chief ministers of each state, or on top of them we have the prime minister or the president, or we have the complete parliamentary judiciary system, which has the utmost power to control the entire government. So here you could be a part of any of these network. I can understand your mind voice. You may ask a question. Just when I understand in each network we have different line of power throughout the hierarchy. How can I be more powerful? How can I empower myself? Do you have that question? If you don't, at least I have that question. Because in any network, whoever you are, you may be a person at some level or some hierarchy in that particular network. But if you see in all the network, the power is held by the person at the top. The power is completely owned by the group of members who are at the top. They decide what should be done. They would declare how the entire system has to be ruled. The orders are being imposed by the top layer members of the system. So in these examples, if you understand, if someone have to own the power, the only option that person have is to climb up the hierarchy in order to gain more power, which is very challenging. In fact, there is an alternate approach in order to become more powerful. Let's understand that. But before we understand the alternate approach of becoming more powerful or empowering yourself, we need to understand the magic element behind this power. When we see all these networks, we feel there is a line of power. Always the line of power falls from top to bottom. The one and only element which holds the complete value of power is nothing but money. Yes, you heard that right. If power controls people, it is just because of this one element called money. How does it happen? In whichever examples which we spoke, in whichever network, in all the network, if we analyze little closely what holds power, always the person at the top would be the source of funding. There is the supply of money down the entire hierarchy. The person, whoever is the source of money, holds the power as well. If you wanted to be more powerful, as I told, the alternate approach of becoming more powerful or empowering yourself is totally dependent on this one element called money. Let's take an example. If you're in the school network, you may be at the base one layer, which is student. But if you have more money than the founder itself, then you can build your own empire with your own set of rules. Let's assume the network of corporate. You could be at the base one layer who is an employee. But if you hold more money than the CEO or the founder of that organization, then you can again build your own empire. You need not be a part of others' system or under others' hierarchy. You can build your own hierarchy with your set of rules. Same applies to media and other industries and systems or network as well. Let's take a very common example of government itself. As a common person, we are at base one, but the person who has more money than the entire government itself can overpower the government itself. That's why you could see scenarios where there are few business tycoons who decide what should be the rule of the country, who decides what should be abided by the citizen. They are the rule makers. So yes, by this example, we can clearly understand those who have more money has more power. Money has the control over other people. There could be a lot of people, very commonly I happen to hear this. There could be people saying, no, money is not everything. Money cannot control everything. It is not having the utmost power. Yes, you are true. It completely depends on the person's choice. If the person is okay to be controlled and overpowered by someone, then of course money is not important. But if that person is not okay to be controlled or overpowered by someone's set of instructions or rules, then of course money is the magic element. Now, I wanted to share a secret with you. There is a surprising element which I would like to share with you. As I said, money is the most powerful element which has the power to control everyone. Yes, it's true. But do you know there is one more element which can overpower money itself? Do you want to know what is that element? Let me share it with you. It's people who can overpower the power of money itself. In all the network, it was people who were supporting the topmost pinnacle. Let's take an example of a corporate company. It were the employees, the managers, the supervisors, the leads who were holding the top notch of that particular organization. If these people withdraw themselves, there is no value for the person at the top, the CEO or the founder. Same goes with a school or a college. It was the students, the teachers and the faculties who are adding value to the topmost pinnacle. That is the founder or the chairperson. But if these people withdraw themselves from that system or from the organization, then that person do not have any value at all. It could also be a very common example which we come across in our day-to-day life. It could be a brand. Any brand which you see outside, it has its value, it has its power, one and only till the time when it has a bunch of people who are ready to pay for that brand, purchasing the products or the service. The moment the people detach from the brand, they withdraw themselves from the brand, then the brand will no longer sustain, it will lose its power. And the people can always decide whom to give the power to. The same happens in the government voting system as well. Here, vote represents the people, and yes, if people decide together that we do not want to support a particular firm or a particular person, then of course the people can detach themselves or withdraw themselves. The person at the topmost position will become powerless. This is the magic element of power, which is the people themselves. When we had a clash with the neighboring country, China, the first move of the Indian government was to withdraw the dependency of Indian people from Chinese government by banning their products or banning their services. So people have the utmost power to decide things. But remember, when I say people, it is not just one person. It is a unit. Only when it is together, it creates power. If it is just a bunch of people or just few members, it does not make any difference. So remember, the next time you decide to empower yourself or to become more powerful, do remember the magic elements. And that's 2 minutes to think. As I said, 2 minutes to think helps you to think ahead and grow, but only when you implement it. So tell me in the comments box what you realized from this video. Also do share your views about power. And a very important reminder I wanted to share with you all. Stay tuned guys, for the next video is going to be the most crucial video which I'm going to post, which is going to be the need of the hour. So do share this video with everyone in and around you, your friends, family members, relatives, everyone. They can also take one step ahead towards empowering themselves. And finally, to all the 2-minute thinkers, I would like to say, stay safe and stay healthy. So see you all in the next video with yet another crucial topic. Until then, take care, cheers, I love you all, bye bye.